Hey everybody, this is Jack Music greeting you with lots of aloha. It's something like 6:17 p.m., something like that. Friday, March 17th, 2023. I hope that's the date. So I was just uploading the diary entry from Monday, and then I've got one more to upload after that. And I just thought I would make a little diary entry before it was too dark and while the thoughts were clear in my mind. So it is now at that point where there's like more than I can do by myself on the farm site, and that's with only a 1/16 of an acre, like with a few rows that are 100 feet long. It's already more than I can handle by myself. And the diary entry that I wanted to make today, noting the time, some weather observations. So the 3 weeks at the end of February were completely just unending rain. And then that ended. And so now it's been sunny for pretty much the month of March. And now it has gotten, after the rain ended, it was cool enough to work from like 4 to 6. And then these last 2 days, I was hoping it would be cool at 5, but today it was not cool enough to work again until 5:50 p.m. And then here it is coming up on 6:30 or so, and it's already kind of getting too dark to see. I tied up a couple sections of one section of tomatoes up here and in row 1, and then one section of tomatoes back there in row 5. There's a couple more that need to be tied up. They need to be pruned. The tomatoes are growing so fast, it's unbelievable. And it's just too hot for me to work in the day now. I had planned on doing some work this morning. Poetically, we harvested cabbage this morning for St. Patrick's Day. I forgot we were doing a group harvest with me and Natalie and Will and Nina. So that was a very good harvest. Another farm diary note, the cabbage is all cracked. Not all of them, but many of them cracked after we harvested. So that's when there's so much water weight, you pick them and then they start to crack, and then it spreads and spreads. And so all of that field, if we would have had the manpower, we would have maybe harvested the whole field this morning. So I didn't get to do my morning tasks because that took from like 7 to 9:15 or something, and then I was running around until like 10 and finally got out of here at like 10:30 and got to the university to study at 11. So yeah, I did not get morning tasks done. I'm behind on potting things up in the nursery. I've got my first CSA will be next week, Friday. So I'll be harvesting this chard, probably harvesting those pak choy. Maybe they'll be more like a baby pak choy. My cabbages are a couple weeks out. I'll trade some of the pak choy with classmate Ant for some arugula that he's got ready to go. No tomatoes, none of them ready. The winter probably really threw off our timing. So I'll maybe go at my farm site well, that's an interesting plane. Small one. I'll maybe harvest to fill things out. I'll see if there's anything I can harvest at my farm site with, can the camera not even see it? Oh, there it is. So there might be avocado that's ready to go. I might have missed some of those. They're kind of hard to get to right now. I think there's probably tangerine I can harvest to help fill out the CSA box. I'm going to do something unique with my CSA. I'm going to give a little a potted herb or a spice each week, I think. So this first week will be can't remember, maybe a lemon basil, or no, maybe the lemon balm is closer to being ready to go. So that's some of the stuff I need to get caught up on potting things up into 4-inch pots from the soil blocks. the succession of seeds from February grew so slow because it was dark the entire month. Some of those seeds that should have maybe taken 2 weeks took like a month. And maybe if you had lights in your nursery, then at the dark times you could keep things moving along quickly like they need to. So it'll be okay. The first CSA will be awesome. Would like to maybe make some wooden boxes to put things in, and then they can bring back the wooden box each week for the new set of vegetables. So what else? Oh yeah, and then there's kale on the other side. That'll go into the first harvest. And the winter threw off my flower farming plans. I was hoping to include a bouquet of specialty cut flowers with each CSA box. We'll see if I have enough flowers for that next Friday. May not. At least not the zinnias that I was intending. But the potted herb will be good. And yeah, this is already kind of a long entry now. Maybe make a note with another time with this blight issue with the tomato. I'll need to. So it'd be nice if I could get here as early as. I mean, really, when you start at 6, like if you get here exactly at 6, then it's already sunny and hot by like 8, 9, and then you can kind of keep working in the heat till about 10 or so, maybe as late as 11 like I did today. But it saps my strength, it saps my will, kind of like a heat stroke thing. I haven't got it yet, but need to eat more food and drink more water maybe to avoid it. So it's that time of year, and maybe the best time to work is the nighttime with a headlamp, and if you have a cool place you can sleep in the day, just flip to a mostly nocturnal schedule. I don't have that right now, and I need to do studying at the library. It's too much hassle to come down to the farm in the morning and then try to go back up to Papaico and farm site and then come back here to Alae farm site. So just been focusing all my energy on Alae side until this class is POW or finished at June 2nd. I want to give this my all. And so yeah, those are the weather is the main crux, the main point of this farm diary is that it's just, as my brother says, stupid hot, disgustingly hot. You can kind of work in this heat actually up at the Papaico farm site because there's lots of shade, but here at the Alae farm site, no shade to be had. No good shade anywhere. Even if you want to take a lunch and cool off, like over at the classroom area, it's shady, but it's not really comfortable at all. No comfortable places to sit. The sun, even though it's shady, it just kind of bakes. There's not good wind flow. If you have a park that has a shady place, you can sit in that and then get the wind. It's been nice and breezy. I went to campus and under the banyan trees there, it was just lovely, shady and breezy and lovely. There's a shady spot over by that African tulip tree that's just on this side of the fence, but it's kind of dirty back there. It's just kind of dirt. There's not really anywhere good to sit, comfortable. So maybe that's the only downside of the Alae farm site here, is that there's just not any functional shade for a farmer to eat lunch or rest or get out of the heat and rejuvenate at. No complaints, just observations, having been here at the Alae farm site for a few months, really kind of getting to know the land, kind of learn its peculiarities and learn its qualities and characteristics. And so it's nice to know another corner of the Big Island, another piece of land. The dill is looking amazing. I've got enough cilantro. I probably should go start shopping it around to grocery stores or juice bars or things like that. My cilantro is just superb. And I'll with this back to the CSA, I'll try to throw in one herb each week with the CSA. So could be dill this week. I had a couple dill buyers, so I think maybe dill could be something. If somebody needs in the hundreds of pounds, I could grow hundreds of pounds of dill. That was It was really lovely. Harvesting a few days ago in the morning and get the micro. And then I went to campus and sat by the banyan trees and the acacia koa trees. And then I saw the macro working with small plants and then sitting under large plants. Very poetic, very beautiful to see the small and the big side of the plant life of the Big Island. Mokua Keawe. There's a plane taking off over there. Blessings on your journeys. So, okay, it's gotta figure out. So maybe would be nice to work in the dark, but maybe it'll be better to try to get some rest. And I've been leaving home before sunrise and arriving home well after sunset pretty much every day, and it's still March. It's not really yet into the summer. If memory serves, last year, May and June, the sun was waking me up at like 4:30. So what's that going to be like? Well, I need to get up at 2 to get to the farm here at 4:30? Probably. That seems what it takes. I set the alarm for 4:30 this morning, for 4, and I slept through it a bit. Maybe I got up at 4:30 and ate and kind of got ready to go and was able to get here at 6 o'clock today. So yeah, I guess that sounds about right. About 25 minutes of driving to get here if you don't stop for a spam musubi or any breakfast or anything at the general store. So yeah, about an hour, and that involves maybe 10 minutes of walking up to the parking spot, feeding various animals before leaving for the day. So yeah, a farmer needs a team. There's a little too much for one person to do, and not just on one farm site. I've got 2 farm sites to contend with now. But let me tell you, once I get some interns, once I get a personal assistant and a team of people, manage these 2 farm sites no problem, and be ready to step into a 3rd. And I guess farm diary, final kind of entry note, I did about 5 hours of work on the business side is that right? Yeah, 11 to 4 on campus today, kind of business planning and marketing brainstorming and just kind of stuff like that. I don't want to speak too much on, but very productive day. Spring break on campus, so limited hours in the library, which is unfortunate. Nice to have the AC to get out of the heat. And when you're thinking and doing heavy-duty thinking like that, at least for me, the brain really starts getting going after about 2 or 3 hours. That's when you're really firing on all cylinders. And unfortunately, the woman told me that they're having staff issues, so the library is going to be on reduced hours next week and closing at, did she say 4? I don't think she said 2. I think she said 4. So this is the Mu'ukini Library at the UH Hilo campus. Lovely collection of books. By chance, I happened to step by the Irish section today on St. Patty's. Just going to look up some poems to read. I went out to the hazel wood because a fire was in my head, and cut and peeled a hazel wand, and hooked a berry to the thread. Okay, long entry, way too long. Wishing you all lots of love, joy, peace, aloha, blessings.